Let's go fishing. Welcome to Angling Ambition. I've come out this morning to Penarth. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship for most people, a bit like Marmite. Some people hate it, some people love it. But I've come here this morning to task myself and challenge myself to try and catch one good fish. I've been doing a lot of fishing recently and it hasn't been that challenging. There's been quite a few fish around, so I've come here, which can be barren at times. You can come here and not even get a bite, but I really just want to task myself and try and get something a bit more rewarding and get one good fish. It's just started to rain. I need to get suited and booted and get myself down there and bend some carbon. Let's see how we get on. If you come here at low water, you'd be quite fooled into thinking this is a haven for fish. You look around, there's gullies, blankets of weed, sand, mud, coral, you name it. There's life everywhere. Crabs, shrimp, gobies, little silver eels. But the fishing isn't what it used to be, and it's not as good as what you'd think. So, like I said, I've come here today, present a bit of a challenge, try and win a lot of fish. I'm going to fish two rods. I'm going to fish one, I'm going to target for smooth hounds, and the second one I'm going to take a bit of a gamble and just lob some big baits and try for an eel. Or you do get some rays down here. I had a ray down here last week. Occasionally you get something different turn up like a pulley, but there's also some fantastic bass fishing off Penarth as well, as some of the locals will tell you. So that's the plan for today. A couple of hours, early in the tide. I'm not going to be fishing up to high water, but let's give it a go and see how we get on. So tackle for today is anything but specialist. It's pretty standard gear, my standard beach gear. I'm using my Any Fish Anywhere rock, my 30 size divers, 20 pound Asso main line. I'm going to be fishing a standard 2-0 pulley with a bit of crab and a bit of squid to target the hounds. And then on the other rod I put my Grand Prix Pro, just in case I do hook into that bigger eel or that ray. And I'm going to first of all lob out a whole pouting. So the tides today are relatively small. We've just had a series of leaps. There's not been a lot of movement down here, and they're just starting to gain now, which I think is nice. It starts to get some of those dormant fish moving over the venue in search of some of those crab and those shrimp and other food chains. Like I say, I'm really early in the tide, it's about an hour and a half into the flood. I like this time of the tide, down Penarth. I like that mid-tide. Most people fish it with top water. I'll be long gone by then. Just going to fish it for 2 hours mid-tide and see how we get on. I do feel there's a brisk southwesterly. There's a threat of rain, but still we're going to give it a go. I'm fishing a rotten bottom, so I'd rather drop the lead and land the fish. I'm not worried about the environmental impact at the moment, because most of these leads will get picked up low water by beach foragers, so they're not going to be out there long. I'm sure we're in a couple of tides, or the next set of springs they'll get picked up straight away by someone. So let's bang him out. Not going to cast it hard, just to say standard pulley, rotten bottom, 6 ounce. Give it a little flick. Get fishing. Well, there's the first cast. A few little rattles in the tap, little pull out, little codling, about 12-14 ounces. Perfect condition fish, absolutely gorgeous. It's ironic because 15-20 years ago, Penarth was like the mecca, along with Cardiff foreshore, of South Wales cod fishing, and it's died to death the last couple of decades of whiting and the codling. And everybody concentrates on the summer species now, whereas years ago, everybody would be concentrating on the winter species. So we've got to start, we've had a bite, we've had a fish. Let's get him back and see if we can get that run. So second cast now, just had another bite on the crab bait. It looked like the same sort of pull as the first bite, so I'm assuming I'm sat on a little shoulder codling out there. I'm not casting miles, but I'm probably casting 100 yards. I don't think you need to cast miles down here, to be honest. There's plenty of features for the fish to come in and have a nose round. And it's interesting, Penarth's full of history, it's absolutely steeped in history. And the beach itself is massive. It runs from Lavernock Point all the way round to Penarth Marina, and there's lots of different areas, lots of different ground. Suitable fishing for lots of people of all abilities. You've got the barrage, you've got the pier, you've got the Ranny, you've got the white wall, you've got Penarth Beach. Certain areas are cleaner, certain are rougher, some are more accessible. There's 3 or 4 access points. You've obviously got the access point on by the barrage where you can park and pay. You've got the beachfront access point, you've got the sewer cliff where you've got to climb down, which isn't for the faint hearted, and you've got Lavanot Point where we parked today up by the Marconi. It's about a 10-15 minute walk from where I've come from. And yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's nice and isolated, Penarth. Some nice cliffs there. Since I've been here, there's been a peregrine falcon flying around, squeaking. There's been a little flock of oyster catchers fly past. You've got some wonderful wildlife down here. And it's important to note that the safety down Penarth in the winter, not just the winter, but more in the winter, you get a lot of rock falls. I've had a small one now 5 minutes ago, only a handful of rocks fall down. But in the winter, you get the rain get in there, you get it freeze, expand, contract, expand, contract. And I've been down and I've seen 100 ton of rock fall, and anyone within 30 yards would have been a goner. So it's really important, no matter what size tide you're going to fish it down here, that you've got to be safe and aware of the surroundings that you're on. Anything bigger than a 12 metre Cardiff, all scale 40 metre Barry, you get cut off on certain places. I wouldn't advise fishing it on the bigger tides. You get pushed right back to the cliff and it's extremely dangerous. You really wouldn't have a chance. So I just really wanted to make that point clear. So I'm going to reel this in now. I don't think that codling's hooked up. It's gave a couple of pulls and it hasn't really come back. So I'm going to keep plugging away, casting out the crab, banging it out there, see if I get that one run and that one better fish. Well, it's not quite going to plan, but we are getting bites. We've had 3 casts and 3 bites on the one rod. We've had 1 bite on the fish bait, which didn't equate to anything. But it was a pair of 6-0s on a big fish bait. So I imagine it was probably a small strap. So, 3rd cast, another codling. Just weighed this one. It's 14 ounces. It's a bit smaller than the last one. So the other one was probably just over a pound. Close to in size. Nice to have a few bites, but not what we wanted. Gave me a lovely slack line at that one. Got me excited. Look at him, sliming me up and well, another reel. They keep coming. Well, I was just about to go home. I was just about to reel in. The tip sprung up, I picked it up, it doubled over in my hand and it screamed off. Let's have a look at her. Look at that. We got there. We got that one bite. And that is a fat fish. Look at that. Absolutely incredible fight on it. It ran and it ran and it ran. I reckon it's about 12 pounds. I'm going to weigh it in a minute. Either way, I took a risk and it's paid off. Look at that. She's all dirty. My hook left parted when I landed it as well. What a buzz. Wicked stuff. I didn't think I was going to get through those codling. Look at that. 6 casts, 4 fish. That's pretty good going for Penarth, I've got to be honest. Well, there she is. £12.7. I've given her a clean. She's a lovely fat fish. Lovely belly on her. And she's not very happy. I'm going to get her back now, straight away. Thank you, lovely girl. Off she goes. Yes. We got there, we done it. Really happy with that. Really happy. I pushed my luck, I've just peeled another crab and smashed it out there. Let's see if we can get another one. I know I should really make a move, but I'm still going to get home in time for my daughter. Wow, what a buzz. I really didn't think we were going to get through those smaller fish, and to be honest, to have so many bites at Penarth anyway, it's quite a luxury because you can come here and you can not get a touch, your rod cannot move all day. So I've done really well before landing that fish. But, like I say, there's lots of messages I like to promote. I mean, one of them is take a risk or miss an opportunity. I live by that every day. The other one is we're here for a good time and not a long time. And again, you know, I've made the most of my opportunity. I've come out, taken a risk, and I've had it. It's brilliant. And the other one, the really important one, is that it's okay not to be okay. So don't feel that you've got to hide in your shell. It's okay to feel bad. The world's shit at the moment. It really is. It's really horrendous. It's pretty rotten. And you've got to get little victories every day, and that's what it's about. Little victories. Not even taking one day at a time, one moment at a time. Every moment is important. And if you can get a little victory, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter. Any little victory you can get. The things you take for granted, they're all little victories. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one now. See if I can get lucky and get another one. What a beautiful fish that was. I'm buzzing, really happy. Well, you've got to call it an end at some point. And I've had a great, maybe 2.5 hours down Penarth. I've had 4 fish, which I'm really happy with. And I hope you've all learned something. It's important to share all this information and help people out so you can all live a better life, enjoy your angling, and get more out of this fantastic sport. I've had a few taps on this cast, but you know what? I think it's probably a lot of codling. I'm going to go home. Thanks for watching. You take care. Look after yourselves. Tight lines. Well, there we go. Last cast. Another strap. There seems to be plenty of fish here. They've all taken the crab and squid and crab and prawn baits. I've really got to go. Tight lines.